Okay, Jazz, here we go. So I'm going to show you what to do. We got a couple things going on. I want you to see what I did here. So I have the clapper. I brought it into Photoshop. I had this bottom part and the clapper itself as two separate layers. And then when you go to File and then Import with those, here's my clapper PSD. Open, you'll see it says automatically it wants to merge all layers. I don't want to do that. I want to click on this and I want to have individual layers. And when I have the individual layers, then over in my project panel, you'll notice I have clapper and then I have layer 1 PSD, layer 2 PSD. Okay, so that way when I'm looking at the project here in the timeline, you can see, and I'll kind of show you here. If I hide this layer, just like in Photoshop, I'm hiding it. I have the clapper on its own. And if I unlock this, here I have the bottom part all on its own. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock this layer. And I want to change the actual position of the clapper over time. So if I double click on that clapper, you'll notice that there's a bounding box around the whole thing. And I also have this here. This is telling me specifically where the pivot point is. By default, it's always right in the center. So I'm going to grab that pivot point and I'm going to move it over here. But I'm also going to do something else. I'm going to rotate it. So I want to move, whoops, I didn't want to do that. I'm going to rotate it. Why isn't it letting me rotate? So I want to rotate it so it's nice and straight. But it's all mostly about that pivot point. I'm going to go in and kind of manually rotate it too so it's nice and flat. And what I did is I put in there, I want you to see I'm under Effects. I'm under Effects Control. I opened FX, the toggle for that, and then I went to Rotation, and I made sure that my timeline was all the way at the beginning, because at the beginning, I want it to be down. So what I did is I ended up making a keyframe. That keyframe means at that moment, put my stopwatch on. At that moment, it is down. And then I want to go into the future. So I'm moving into the future. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate at that point. And as soon as I release my mouse and I rotate it, it makes another keyframe. So what I've basically told it is at this point in time, I want it to be in this other position. So when I toggle through, I can see at the beginning, it goes here, and then here, it's open. And if I wanted to do something else in the future, I'll move into the future. And let's say I want to rotate again. I'm going to rotate again. I'm going to be crazy and I'm going to do that. So that means at that point, it's here. And it does all of the motion in between those two keyframes called tweening. And it's going to figure out where that is. If you want to speed something up, like at the beginning here, like it doesn't clap as quickly as you want. What you can do is just grab that keyframe, move it over a little bit faster, and it should speed it up. Clap. Okay? Hopefully that helps you.